guys, welcome back to my channel Monkey Wrench. I'm Kelly, the monkey with the wrench. Today we're doing an aquarium video, so if you're not into that, come back next week, check out more machine videos. But if you are into that kind of stuff, this is what we're doing. I've got a jar of pennies right here. We're going to count them out. We're going to take them up to the change counter machine at Walmart. We're going to cash it in for money. We're going to go to the pet store. We're going to buy a fish tank, and we're going to set it up today and put fish in it today. So if you're into that kind of stuff, stay tuned.
Please subscribe.
So these are the pennies I'm using. I've had them kept in a jar for, I don't know, a few months. I keep them in this jar down here. And I'm going to go ahead and take them to the change counter machine, see how much I have, and then we're going to go to the pet store and buy a new aquarium with just our pennies. So I traded in those pennies. I got $8.56, and I put it on the back of the bike, strapped it home because the store is 11 miles from my house, and brought it home safely. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out of here, and we're going to get it into a place where we're going to keep it. Alright, let's just get this tag off of here. Beautiful. So this is the spot where the tank is going to go. I'm moving the sink from here over to here underneath of the air conditioner where the coffee pot is. I'm going to mount it right there. I'm going to turn that tank sideways like that, and I'm going to leave that one showing. And I'm going to turn these tanks. You're going to see I'm going to be crazy, and I'm going to put a ton of tanks inside of my office here. But I'm going to turn that tank that way, and I'm actually going to have 5 tanks across facing out. And underneath of here, I'm going to have 4 or 5 tanks as well. And they're going to be on framework with wheels so that they can slide out from underneath, and I can access the tops easily when I need to work on the tanks and then push them back under. So for the moment, I just need to be able to get this taken care of. This over here has a single male in it. Let me turn on the light so you can see. This is my big, beautiful yellow fantail male, and I love him to death. I accidentally got him as a baby in a bag when I purchased other fish, and he grew up into that, and I love him. And he loves this tank, and it's all set up, and I'm not touching him, I'm not moving him. But I don't want to put 2 or more males together in a small tank. So what I have here are 2 babies. I bought a female that was pregnant. I guess she was overly stressed, and when she got into this tank, she dropped 2 babies, and then she dropped dead. These 2 babies were born in this tank together, and they have grown up. They're juveniles now. They're about 5 months old, I think. And up until a few days ago, they were just living happily together in that tank, loving life. And then I noticed that she got pregnant. So she's boxing up real good, full of babies. Her gravid spot's getting nice and dark. And he wouldn't stop messing with her. You can't have one male with one female, or he will bother her to the point of death in a lot of cases. So I had some acrylic that I used for my top here. So I slid a piece in there and made a divider so that they could hang out together when they want. She spends a lot of time over there with him, but then she can take a break and go over into the live plants and hang out, and she doesn't get harassed to death. So what I want to do is take this divider out and take the male out of here, and I want to set him up in his own fiber. For those of you that don't know, I have a second channel. It's called Monkey Wrench Aquatics, spelled the same as this channel, Monkey Wrench, but with aquatics on the end. And I am turning that channel into all aquariums and all firearm related stuff. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, please go over to my other channel and hit the subscribe button. Even if you're not interested in that stuff and you just like what I do on this channel, please help support me. I'll have a link in the description. Just head over to the other channel, hit the subscribe button, shoot me a comment. I'm going to be posting videos on there on the regular, and it's going to be different than fixing machines, as you all can guess. You know, people have hobbies and things they like to do. I'm into guns and aquariums, among other things. I've taken this sand outside Rinsed it all out, made sure it was nice and clean. It came out of a different tank. So now I'm just going to scoop it in. I use these reusable plastic cups. Make sure you clean them out real good. I keep them in a tub of water, and this is what I use to do my water changes in my nano tanks. So I can move stuff around, easily clean them, sterilize them, reuse them, and they're free. Now I'm going to start filling it with water. Okay, you haven't missed anything important. I finished filling it with water. I smoothed out the sand, and I grabbed a sponge filter that was in this tank right here with my little yellow guy, whom I love. And yes, I turned back around so I can see him better. So all three tanks are running off the same pump. This is my secret weapon. It's called Seachem Prime. There's 1,000 videos on YouTube on how it works. One capful treats 50 gallons. So what I do in my 20-gallon tank is I put half a cap full in when I first start the tank. What it does is it dechlorinates the water. It also binds to any ammonia or any nitrates or nitrites that the fish may put off. So you can actually put fish in a brand new tank, and when they pee out their ammonia before the bacteria is in there to help them, this will bind to it, and you treat it once a day or once every other day. I will just be putting a few drops in there because it's only 5 gallons, so 1/10 of a capful, and I do every other day for about 2 weeks. It's cheap stuff. I'll put a link to it in the description. You can buy it on Amazon. I am not sponsored by any of these products, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little couple of drops in there. I usually have at least 2 sponge filters in every tank. One that's on the bubbler and one that is not, so that they can get organisms growing inside of them, the beneficial bacteria. That way when I start a new tank, I can just grab it out. It's already got bacteria on it, which means this tank now has beneficial bacteria in it. Now it's only a small amount because there was only 1 fish in there, so beneficial bacteria only grows as much as there is food for it. So if there's 1 fish, it's a small bio load. But it's enough to get this tank started, and I can put this fish in here in the next few minutes. It doesn't matter which brand you use. I got this Fritz brand at a good price. This tests pH, ammonia, nitrate, and nitrite. So do your water test on your tank. I'll probably do water test on this tank every day for the first week, then every few days for the second week, then once a week after that, to make sure that he's healthy and the water's good to go. And that's about it. I'm not even going to bother with a light on this tank, because you can see when I have my desk light on and I have my overhead lights on, plenty of light goes in these tanks, so I don't need to bother with a light on this tank. So let me just go ahead and put him in the tank, and that'll be that. Alright, and finally I scooped out my little buddy. I put him in this tank. This had tank water from that tank. I left it out here for about 30 minutes just to acclimate. This water is at room temperature. That was about 2 degrees changed. So now this has come to room temperature slower than me just dumping him in there. And I thought you might want to see me bringing him home and putting him in his new home. And there you go. And that is setting up a fish tank from start to finish, just how easy it is. It didn't take me very long. Maybe 20 minutes. If you know what you're doing and you have everything you need to set it up, it's really simple. So I hope you guys liked the video, you got something out of it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe while you're here, and there's lots more videos to come. Thanks, guys. So I am waiting for the new Hydra light to come for this 5.5 gallon that we now have set up. I threw a couple of little plastic plants in there because I happen to like the colors and the way they look. The new Hygrolite's going to come that's going to be just like that, and I like it, especially at night, to be blue. Blue, I say blue. Thank you guys so much. If you don't know whether you want lights on your tank, it doesn't have to be just solid white. You can go with reds, greens, and blues.